Not
Ito na.
happy about that one.
Fifth and final round. Atin ang huling alakak, King of the North. Tignan natin yung zone, ha?
Things are gonna get
Parang malayo si Sever niya. Feeling ko malayo.
We saw some teams just go in YOLO mode.
Ay, yung ball pa, paano hindi kikil yung ball? Nasa loob sila lagi. Hindi na sila mag-adjust. Pabaril na lang sila. Ponax itong mga analyst ito, ha? Na-high-blood ako. Na-high-blood ako. Bonax!
But here we go. Plane path is going to be high in the sky and it's going to be from
Nagkataon lang yun.
west. So, not that bad. It's not
May
the
point
best.
naman ako, di ba? Tama naman, di ba? Paano tayo papatay kung nasa labas tayo ng zone?
And try and drive as far as possible.
Kailangan, siyempre, kailangan papasok muna tayo. Wala na tayo sa zone, patay tayo dyan. Ito lang ang sinasabi ko. Okay lang yan.
Blacklist side to go to Safari. It's not going to be too hard
for
them.
High blood ako eh.
But see, here's the thing. Yeah, if they wanted to now, but I don't think they know this, they could technically
okay lang yan. Babawi tayo, mga lads.
Couple of vehicles and go to Safari. But the fear is that DS.
Tapos nasa ilalim mo zone, tignan mo.
A couple of times, so they might be
reluctant
to not, to go so close to Zarki in case.
Wag military base, Blacklist.
There is a level of unknownness.
Kahit sana, wag lang military base.
Fly out, trying to get as much awareness when you
Ito
exit
na naman!
Phase 1. Still a
Tubig!
It's down on the southwest. Decent bit of water in
na
place.
naman!
So remove a good chunk of that.
naman!
Available for a lot of these teams.
I would think some teams would just take South Island out of the play because with the Surf one and normally how it would work out, it would not go towards North Carolina. Unless you have hard shift after hard shift after hard shift, which is possible. I mean, we had 2 city finishes back to back, so
pang-limang game na ayaw pong pagbigyan!
Because that should have not
may namatay na.
last game, but it still happened. Now we're having a few little shots coming out. I believe it's reject. Got to be
Blacklist, i-ready ang mga bangka!
On the right now on screen, we're going to be seeing our top players currently. And Concept was in second place for the longest time with Martin. They were completely uncontested.
Yeah.
Now Frankie's there. And I feel like I'll have to scream Frankie like I'm in One Piece in a second.
If okay lang yan. Diyan talaga.
He is slowly but surely
masusukat ang galing ng Blacklist.
Take the spot away from Martin.
Yung lahat ng disadvantage, kinuha nila. Diyan natin malalaman talagang talent ng Blacklist. Diba? Doon tayo tumingin. Diyan natin malalaman talagang talent nila. Lahat ng disadvantage, kinuha na nila. Sige. Ang lala ng date niya. Ang lala. 5 game.
With this kind of circle, I'm really looking on who's going to grab control of the hillside above Ferry Pier. I think it's going to be a very important part of this game. You don't need to do it like super early in the game, but towards the kind of, late stages of the blue zone of phase 1 closing in / phase 2, if you are able to grab a firm control and spread out
Puso and share natin yung stream guys habang nanonood sa mga bagong dating. Pakipusuan po yung ating live. Maraming po salamat sa mga di pa po follow, comment tayong estimation notify. Salamat. Bukas may day 4 po bukas. Sobrang alak yung day 3.
On teams traveling
east.
I just think that Geek Fam are going to do the exact same rotation. You know that one game where they got himself the win into the fields versus Valdus and Digzali actually they had also those top 3 with those 3 teams. I think they're going to do the exact same rotation. They got Damrude already in a relatively sturdy position. Then the entire team over there, and if it worked out last time, do it again. I have no issue with that from Geek Fam, and they have been some of the few teams to impress me how they play their Gatka spread and how they regroup, because this is an issue we had so many times. I remember when we were talking about, I believe it was Team Secret just a few events ago, how they would drop in Gatka fields and they would stay spread. Same for sometimes I think it happened to, for example, Nova Esports. So even some of the Chinese teams have that happen too.
Yeah, for sure.
Geek Fam, I don't see those issues. I don't see those weaknesses. They, boom, instant regroup, take a strong position, play around it properly. I'm loving it. Keep it going.
I was going to ask the question, I wonder what I8 are going to be doing, but it seems like they're going for a very early rotation towards the western bridge.
Ilang days ba tournament? 4 na araw pa.
I8 doing.
Ilalaban natin ang patayan yung Blacklist kahit ano mangyari.
But I kind of really like the timing of their rotation. I've complimented on their rotation timing away from Military Island in the past. I think this is still a lot trickier with how the phase 1 is, but I still have to respect that compared to a lot of other teams that drop in Military Island. I8 rotate extremely early.
Yeah, that's what we like to see coming out from them. Hopefully they'll not be the only one. I would like to see Blacklist International do something in similar fashion. Cross over the bridge over to the east of George Paul. That would be great because you're going to have to cross eventually, right? Or you do it early, or you just wait for teams to start moving out, and then you then come off your own rotation. I think that's something
Looking for a
very
duo
we can expect
Angela
Blacklist
user
International for them to do. And that really nothing out of the ordinary. We did have just 2 players actually did go out. We had one then for Myth. There was Broly actually losing his life, and another one which is who's the other one? We're down to 62.
No, you're just missing the fact that Xavier, unfortunately, only starting as a 3-man team in this final game of the day. That's what
I didn't see that.
has happened. It's okay, man.
Dels, thank you so much, follow.
An eye specialist and get some glasses.
Dels,
You would say that. I'm going there in like a month, so that's.
Are you?
Yes, I am. No joke.
Cool. No, it's good because I know that you have kind of mentioned it to me in conversation that your eyesight is.
It's just my excuse for missing my shots. I just say, my eyes are messed up, but not really.
Fair enough. Now when we're gaming later on, I know what.
Sana sa atin ang huling alakak, no? Sana sa atin ang huling alakak.
It's okay.
Pumabiyahe yung mga teams,
I'll let you out.
I'm in danger. Those going to be also in danger. It's going to be IA as they just cross them on over. And one player leading the pack.
I like it.
Johnny. Yeah, that works out just fine. And they know there's been very
Nakabawi ba,
bridge
Blacklist?
camps
Wala pala,
in these entire
Lewis,
games. So they're just going to be cruising on forward. Good towards where Johnny
Pinaka-best
currently
round na
stands,
natin yung game 4. Nakakuha tayo
it's
ng
never
3
happened in the past, or at least very rarely. So they're just used to having no teams really holding on to that Western Bridge.
I will not be happy if they stay here, though. I think this specific area and the spread they have between the garage and this building here
ayaw nga rin tayong bigyan ng highlights.
is really not healthy. I would much prefer them to rotate
Okay lang sana hindi tayo mabigyan ng highlights
east
ng mga isa-dalawang game, pero 4 na game na walang highlights yung team mo.
And the rest of the
Iba yun.
team actually kind of dropped and looted. I feel like that would be much more of a core team compound to hold on to. A spread can work, but again, this kind of circle, you can easily have a player or 2 picked off when you have 3 or 4 teams around you.
Tingnan natin kung hanggang game 5 wala tayong highlights. At magre-reklamo na talaga ako dyan. Magre-reklamo na ako. Boboses na ako talaga. Sorry kay Jimwell, salamat sa pag-follow, Jimwell. Sa mga nagla-like, maraming salamat.
I'm not gonna rickroll. That's a no. We talked about this. We talked about this.
Are you never gonna turn around?
We sent you to the therapist so this wouldn't happen again.
May China ba? Wala. China?
Okay.
Wala.
Never.
To send you back.
Anong round na po? Game 5, game 5.
Excuse me?
I'm gonna send you in solitary Imperium.
Greg Astley quotes are like your anime references, okay?
Not a quote, their song.
Uy,
It's technically
magkabangga-bangga kayo. Ako magta-traffic enforcer para magkabangga-bangga sila. Magka-class kayo.
Yeah? All the single ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not spam. Press 1 in the chat if you guys want to replace Imperium and join me. I'll take anyone right now.
No!
They can't replace the man.
Ilan ba kukunin? Kapag ka magkakaroon ng finals ang West at saka East, tig 8 po. 8.
Taking control of some pretty central positions. You're going to have the likes of Geek Fam.
Wala sa East, wala sa West.
Xavier already going to be there. I'm surprised actually. Xavier, they sent it right in the middle, straight up, eyes on the prize. I love that from Xavier, but the circle is about to shift towards phase 2. There's lots of water in place, so we could have a very unfortunate circle, depending on where it goes.
Like, I feel like that's too much of a commitment from
Ball sa Blacklist para magtatabi pa, oh.
Look at that.
Sampalin yung mga balls na yan. Balls.
There's nobody else there. And I think you always have to leave a little bit of variable for circle shift up north.
Ayan!
It's a little bit
sige, pwede na yan. Baba! Putingi! Sige, meet up na, Putingi! Baldos, naka Blacklist! Meet up na! Let's go, biyahe ulit!
Back down to the island. Either way, I still think I8 should now go to where A1 dropped, but because it's phase 2, they've left it too late and they might get pinched apart by a few teams around them. I'm worried about it, but let's see what happens.
There's a realm of possibilities where Novka is still possible.
It's possible.
I would not really lean into it too much. I don't think you should assume that will be the case unless you're already rotating late, which is the case for Fnatic Zombies. I mean, it's Fnatic Zombies. They always try to rotate as late as possible away from Novka. But you said you weren't happy if they really dropped the Imperium. I think personally it's fine because you know Fnatic Zombies always rotate so late, and it is the bridge that makes the most sense to cross for Fnatic Zombies. So, hey, if you can have 4 kills that just come your way and you pick them up for free on a silver platter, I think that if that is at least a thought process they went for, I think that's great.
But look at Geek Fam, they just basically kind of pushed A1 out of that compound. Dante's the only one that's left in there. He chucks out a molly and nearly connects onto one of the Geek Fam players, but his position has been exposed. Now, it's not the worst thing in the world for Dante because the rest of the A1 team on the hillside overlooking Geek Fam. So bait. However, the second they enter that building, there's really not much that they can do other than jump out, try and get to those containers down by the side, and let Sinister, Jax, and 6ix9ine do the rest of the work. Oh no.
Pinapahina nila ang loob natin.
That's exactly what I was going to say. That if you want to go to the side, that's great because exactly now the rest of your team can have a hands-down
strategy yan para panghinaan tayo ng loob.
Go to the more southern wing.
Nag-commit na yung A1, talagang kinas na nila.
Or they can just breach it. That works too.
Dinipensa talaga. Si Alas, bagsak sa DRS! Oh, si Alas!
Go taking a little bit slow.
Naku, nangyayari rotation ng Blacklist. Ang daming Nasar. Tsaka DRS sa papasukan nila. Atras oh. Atras yung tatlo.
Back and forth to try and create even more breathing space for themselves.
Atras.
That thing is not easy to do. They've got a little bit of a wraparound. Sinister on top of the roof on the balcony itself, so he's going to be having even more intel on where he can play from. Taking it to the warehouse. There you go. Gets up, and that's one. Damarud actually, really good pressure from Damarud. That actually stopped the flush from coming out onto Sanes. He does take a bit more of a beating, down to 50%. He will get rezzed up, but now you got to think about it. A1, this is a 4v2. This is a fight you cannot afford to lose.
Kakatayo lang, bagsak na naman.
That nade looks big onto Sanes. Boom goes the dynamite, and boom goes the nade. That's going to be another knock coming on through right after the res.
Pinasok na sila. Ayun na, pati si QB, bagsak din.
He gets completely jumped on, and there's only one player remaining. That's going to be Damarud. And we'll see if the damn good players are going to come out from him once again. As he is just trying to up to his teammate, confirm the kill, get every single kill.
Ako, 2v1, patay si Damarud.
And now he's just going to get pushed up, and with the M249,
tama ba yung rotate ng Blacklist? Tama. Maganda yung rotate ng Blacklist. 3 o'clock. Yun nga lang, namatay si Alas.
4 kills over to A1 instantly.
Joy Bangler,
yung Nasar, sumusugod na kayo. Aggressive na yung mga Nasar.
It's just a celebration.
Ito yung mga pods natin nung dito. Ngayon, nagiging aggressive na. Nagkakasapo. Miracle.
It's okay, man. I'll educate you slowly but surely. But just to kind of break down that
Nagkakasapo sa Miracle.
6ix9ine was a bit too late joining in on the fight.
Karo pa sa PUBG Mobile Philippines sa pagbigay sa akin, sa pag-invite sa akin, mag-stream ng tournament pa ng PUBG Mobile World Invitation. Salamat po, salamat.
A one-body advantage that you've automatically won. If 6ix9ine had joined up a little bit quicker, it would have been 2v4 in the favor of A1, and that would have more likely have secured a full squad being left up for A1 rather than losing a player.
We didn't talk too much about this circle. It did up for a few seconds. It did move away from Sunufka Island and is actually going to be towards the plateau slash fields right down southwest of Pachinki Hill. Pachinki Hill, talking about that position, Valdes are currently there. They're going to be just eyeing out the entirety of the circle, eyeing out the fields. There's a big chance that this is going to be a field finish Imperium or a plateau finish where currently Reject and A1 currently stand. So there's a lot of things to keep into account. Every few buildings you can control right now could be extremely valuable, and the value of them can just rocket up given the opportunity to go there if the circle is in your favor.
To the moon, baby, as I8 are gatekeeping Fnatic zombies really well on the military
performance ng mga Nasar ngayon eh. Si Crypto, napatalo na sa takot to. Gago sa kabo.
But it's a 2-2 split for the time being. It's a pretty chunky 2-2 split.
Nakatama ka ng bola, laglag ka agad eh.
Yala are kind of being gate-kept a little bit by DS, but they have a decent area on, it's a hill that's just outside Pachinki as well, to the east of it. And Mist, as a 3-man team that's spread out in the circle, is really bold. It's probably not going to work out, but I do appreciate it.
That's when Blake got himself a knock, and instantly confirmed that counter hit
fire.
They knew, that's what I said, right? You're always going to have Fnatic zombies that rotate so slow, and if you know this is a team that rotates slow and that they're going to cross the bridge eventually, and you got the position to gatekeep, well, go for it. And there's literally nothing to lose for IA. Not only are they in circle, they got the prime opportunity to strike onto Fnatic zombies and take them down. That's 4 kills potentially that could go just instantly for free in the pockets of IA. So there's nothing to lose, everything to win.
If they focus too much on Fnatic zombies, are they giving up a better position in the late game? I think they're aware of that, and they've sent Ozum to join up with Johnny, because recognizing that with the next phase popping up, they might all need to move as a squad. Don't forget about Fnatic zombies, but also don't get tunnel vision by them, so I like that split that I8 have on board. Zeus are close by on the west. Reject Scarlet were there, but Reject opted to go up north onto the hill that A1 were previously, so A1 should be aware that the compound they have is fantastic, but there is a number of areas to pick them off from a 360-degree angle.
Yeah, I agree with what you said.
Umagat na naman sila sa taas, oh. Hindi na malaman ng Blacklist kung saan sila papasok, oh. Kaya walay na sila, oh.
I'm actually really enjoying that. Zuxi a little bit closer to the center.
Eh, grabing zone to. Naku po! Bigti na! Saksakin nyo na lang ako! Sabi nga na Rege, saksakin nyo na lang ako! 5 game! Hindi nyo kami bibigyan na zone! Saksakin nyo lang ako! Patayin nyo na lang kami!
Like an evil human, like, you know, like those feelings my hands.
Ganon din, mamapatay din lang kami! Saksakin nyo na kami!
So glorious in I8.
Grabe zone yan!
The biggest benefactors of the circle shift. BTR has Zuxi as an anchor point in the compound.
Mamapatay din lang kami! Patayin nyo na kami! Paralin nyo na kami!
Themselves Reject have
Ina,
gone
wala
down to
talaga, tol.
that one of the I8
Limang game!
moved away, and Navi, they're just doing Navi things in the fields above, picking up myth.
De, eto na ang pagkakataon para pumatay. Wala nang placing. Pag ganyan na son, wala nang placing. Eto na! Pabagsan naman yung concept na yan! Cancel na! Putang ina, back na siya kay Martin. Eto na ha, putang ina, walang aawat, walang pipikit. Sige lang, tang ina, sino pa yung sumasaw na yun?
But there's a sneaky third party from down below from a few players like Decisive. It's going to be Frankie and GE. And Frankie, yeah, we said it, if he keeps getting more kills, he might be
Ina na ako tumbo ni Martin na may mag-knockdown kay Claire, ha? Kago!
Talking about Martin, he's going to be actually
Tyra na lang!
shots onto him. So the war is ongoing.
Natampal tayo dun!
This World Invitational.
He actually stole a kill that Decisive actually got a knock off onto,
Ina.
by the way. So it's going to be even more kills needed, and another one picking up as Martin is going to take that one on board. Yala being punished by I8.
Wala
They went
to.
for the breach.
Wala to,
Worked
guys.
in their favor. Powerful on the Johnny. It's going to get the knockdown. Crypto's on his knees. Ozum is going to be pushing in.
Wala to,
Loka
guys.
is holding it down in through the window. The
Pilit lumalaban ng mga manok natin, kaso wala. Nasa atin lahat ng...
That door down. He got rid of it.
Lahat
With the
ng
M249,
disadvantage
that's what you
kayo.
want. There's still going to be one more player. It's going to be powerful. If Yellow Esport, you need to clear this position out of the line.
Oh no!
He's going to take control. He
na
jumps
yun
on
eh.
down. Powerful. Can he get it done?
Pumapalag si Tyra, oh. Si Tyra, may nadali pa, oh. Tyra ba yan?
He was in the attack. He was chilling and
Pumapalag
goes down
pa.
for dinner just in time.
Tyra, mapapatay po! Dalawa'y pinapagsak ni Tyra! Let's go, Tyra!
I do
Let's
not know
go!
why. That is a mistake on I8's side.
Huwag ka mamamatay!
Zeus also gonna have a fight coming their
Pumatay
way.
ka ba? Pumuntos ka! Ayan na, Tyra! Pumuntos pa!
They're
Tangina,
looking to get
pumuntos
more
pa!
and more involved in this game. 5 kills so far.
Tyra, dalawa pinatay!
The rest shouldn't be too hard for them to execute.
Bal Martin, patay nyo! Cancer nyo yung Martin na yan! Taknang Coco Martin yan.
A1 on towards the outside. They waited to move away from that compound at the perfect time. So really good decision making from A1 as a trio.
Ah, si Tyra, kumara sa mga RC, oh. Tignan natin ang baki si Tyra dito. Kinikita niya yung mga RC. Full squad yan, ha?
36 players.
Okay, sa tubig. Nasa tubig si Tyra.
I actually
Lumayb.
low-key agree with it, to be honest. And I also appreciate the response they did pull out.
Ay, si Tyra, oh! Oh, tabi, oh! Pwede na yan! Tyra, pwede na yan!
You do not do that spread.
I get you.
Building of
I
Valdez,
get you.
all the lighthouse.
Inang sound.
Like, now they're fine in one building. They cleared out Yala. They could have gone the complete other way.
I agree.
If Powerful was able to clutch a little bit more at the end. But you know what? Doesn't matter. It worked out. They're alive. That's good. They still might have a chance to take the win. Those circles about to shift.
Oh! Tangina! Pasok si Tyra, puta! Okay na yan!
Tirad's going to be in the water down below.
Walang iya, pinagtatawa ng pa si Tyra na mga hype na caster na to, ha?
Time. Everyone's going to have to move in, and Fnatic Zombies now, there's no more
Pasok
waiting.
nga tayo sa zone, ganun pa yung sitwasyon natin, napakasama talaga, ano? Hindi ba naman napakasamang araw to para sa atin? Pasok nga tayo, binigyan tayo ng space zone, tapos ganun.
Oh yes, and BTR are gonna crash in onto reject spot by the way.
Buti pa Nasar yun. Yung inalat ng dalawang araw, ngayon ang ganda ng position lagi.
Team's actually going to get in the water. DS Gaming also going to go for a little swim.
Ayos tayo, nakaupo yung talo airdrop mo.
Trying to clear it out. NASA, after losing Miracle,
Yung mga DS, tumala ko eh, pwede maging point si Tyra yan.
down southwest, but
Go Tyra, tangina magpasiklab ka Tyra. Patunayan mo, dapat mong patunayan ngayon.
It's an insanely powerful
Patunayan
nade to
mo.
Miracle. That's going to be a die kill confirmed. NASA, what's the game plan? Do you push this or do you leave it? If I were them, I would just try and...
Patunayan mo na, Tyra, kung may gusto kong patunayan. Ito na pagkakataon. Ibusin mo yung mga baldos na yan.
To kind of move into the edge of the circle to try and get that tiny bit of a circle advantage. Now, of course, every step you take, every move you make, you're putting yourself in a more exposing position of being third party. So I know now.
Ay, sa thank you sa mag-follow.
By the way, the
Ayra,
crash came
Tyra,
out from
may mga
BTR
net
to
points
Reject
na yan.
and they won that.
Baka madali ka pa. Ay,
Ay,
kumakakit siya, wala siyang alam. Kuko. Mababarin sa likod to. Patay, si Tyra Tepo.
So I really respect the aggression BTR pulled out.
Patalikod siya, hindi niya alam mo. May tutuklaw na sa kanya.
Yeah. Tira was the luscious hair. Gotta try and dry it out.
Kita na si Tyra dyan. Ay, nakakyat.
Not gonna be good.
Babarling nga siya sa likod. Ay, ang problema niya, nasa likod. Patay.
I'm just saying, you gotta take good care
Patay
of it.
to.
Like me.
Didn't realize you're a hair
Patay to.
I'm not actually.
Naipit
That's
po.
Blank. He knows a little bit more than
Ay,
me.
so.
But yeah, Froki waiting. It
Okay,
can very
top
easily
11.
just get out onto the beach and get the sneaky kill.
Delegado si Tyra. Delegado si Tyra doon. Babarling na lang sila.
They had a big spread, right?
Tumatiming lang yung mga nasa likod.
Western compound is a little bit further to the coastline. And they actually
Dapat
pushed in
bintayan niya
so
muna
well
yung
to one of
tubig,
the
eh.
best positions in its entire circle. This is huge for BTR. We could maybe finally see
Ayaw,
them
patay na si
get
Tyra.
a win for the first time in this
Patay
event.
na, patay na.
I said at the
Patalikod
start
siya
of
eh.
the day that I expected a BTR chicken
Napipressure siya pag-akit, pasok na sa
so
zone.
far, this is the last chance for
Patay
my point
na.
to be proven right as Mexico
Ay, nalikuran siya, oh.
gets blown up to smithereens by 6 of Valdez.
Wala.
Try to get into position. I mean, they literally have no intel. They just literally came off the bridge.
Napakaalat ng day
They do
3
not know what they're getting into. They do not know where teams are positioned, so you're just going in completely blindfolded, and because of that, teams are easily going to be able to use that.
Napipressure siya pag-akit ng zone pero pasok siya eh. Yun lang, nadali nga sa likod.
Kitsune onto Nabo.
Okay lang yan, okay lang yan. Talagang alat talaga itong araw na to.
Nabo gets confirmed away. NASA down to 1 is going to be Mooman, and he's trying to avoid detection at all
Pumapalag yung mga
costs.
manok natin, talagang ayaw lang dapuan ng swerte. Mayroon
Mayroon
yatang hindi naligo. Sino kaya ang hindi naligo? Malamig ngayon eh. Feeling ko may hindi naligo. Buisit ng day 3 na ka. Wala tayong ano ngayon day 3.
They're checking everything, but that's a beautiful nade. I don't think it'll quite connect. No, but his position has been locked down. The target is inside Navi. Tixie, why isn't he looking?
May
You
bukas
saw
pa.
the nade.
Nade is the best play because you're not always sure from where it came. Unless you see the angle and the arc, then you could somewhat pinpoint the location, but I don't think they have an idea. Oh, wait, Matic's not
Feeling
looking
ko
there.
malamig kasi ngayon sa Pinas eh.
The circle we saw, it did shift actually in
Baka
favor
may
of Valdez.
hindi
The circle
naligo,
left
tol.
play apparently for them.
Pag nag-live yung mga Blacklist mamaya, magko-comment ako. Sino hindi naligo dyan?
It could have been a game-winning
Ganun talaga
opportunity
yan.
for them, but losing so many players to Yala did hurt their chances a lot.
How are we not
Baka
surprised
hindi ka
that
naligo mas
Sunrise
maro. Uy, gago! Ligo ako! Ako ko naligo!
Valdez?
Yes.
How are we not
Hindi ko
surprised?
naligo to, tol. Blooming na blooming tayo.
Valdez sings playing the circle gods of this game.
Hindi ako natatakot sa lamig.
That they're here to smite down
Maganda
the
pa nga
gods
laro
of
ng
this
mga
lobby
Nasar,
for the
oh.
time
Maganda ang
being.
laro ngayon.
Fnatic Zombies have 2 players up if Salam can
BTR,
get the
boy
revive
pa.
advantage.
Full squad pa, BTR ah.
Oh, myth. Not much can really do.
Alas pasok na rin sila sa zone.
He was able to get actually the heal off for seconds.
Mga
he's
round
up
na ng
75.
BTR to.
Molly, they don't really. Oh, sorry.
Mga round na ng BTR to. Baka may tapatan ng bal sa BTR ngayon ah.
They would Valdez the murder. We change it to Valdez the circle. I think that is definitely an
That makes sense.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. I like that one. Harry Potter Tower about to get cleared out. A boot on his knees. And Salam trying to avoid detection at all costs, but you know that is not going to work out. They get the intel. That's
So overall,
one
sa
great
placing
nade,
points po,
and
sa
Navi
kill points.
clear out the building as they're pushing in, and only 5 teams remain. And yeah, Imperium double digits, 10
pasok
kills
na
for
naman
Navi.
yung
They are
Baldos
back
na yan.
on the road again.
BTR.
Like out of this
Navi,
77
Baldos,
points
maganda
they've
laro.
scored today so far, 39 kills, 38 plays and points. So that balance in itself was already good enough, and then into this
Iyan,
final
salamat
game
sa follow
today,
sa kay
we're
Gerje.
rocking it up
Girly.
even more, looking
Salamat.
to add to that even
Bukas may
further.
day 4 pa.
BTR having a
Sana bukas
fantastic
atin na ang huling alakak.
game so far. That shift from the garage to the
Tapusin na natin
coastline,
to. Tignan natin kung sino makakamanok ngayong game 5.
out of it. So good.
Wala eh.
as they
Malamig
enter our
ngayon eh.
final 5.
Mayroong hindi naligo.
A reject. I'm surprised by how consistent they've been when it comes to sneaking into the circle. So big heads up.
Oh,
Can make it. A nade from Lapis. That's a huge shebang. Jazz
not
also gets
good,
off the way. That's the end for A1. They get picked
A1,
off. Divine
late
gets
na.
also sniped away from a distance. Lapis extremely low.
Napuputokan-
Navi are just taking
napuputokan
so much
sila sa labas
control.
ng zone.
Imperium this morning, Navi woke up and they chose
Boom.
violence. They are not
Ubus
slowing
ang
down.
RC.
say your prayers, eat your
BTR, wala zone.
Violence for the day.
Yari BTR, apat, wala
Navi
zone.
are stepping it up big time, and now we are left
BTR.
with our final 3 teams. Honestly, I think this
Bumabaril pa sa Ryzen sa labas. Di niya alam, patay na yung mga nandun.
3 of these teams have had, right? Navi, big time. Valdez just
Baldos nakatutok na sa BTR.
BTR rising up through the ashes of what had been very poor
Kasalanan
gameplay
ng
in the
hindi
first
naligo,
2
Boss
days.
Maro. Kaya nga eh.
We'll see if they can try and push it to
Bukas
the limit.
maliligo tayo lahat. Walang hindi maliligo.
Out of 15 game currently, well, this is the 15th game, so maybe they'll get it closed off and actually
Lahat
get
bukas
themselves
maliligo tayo bago manood ha.
That'll be huge. We've got 3 big contenders. This is like a...
Check natin bukas yung mga hindi naligo.
You've got Valdez Esports, Na'Vi, and Bigatron. This is one of the most stacked finishes we have seen in a long while in this World Invitational East. But you got this road in play.
Hindi porkit malamig at binabagyo tayo, hindi kayo na maliligo. Aalatin tayo niyan.
Especially because Valdez and Na'Vi are now having to fight up against each other, and this is a golden opportunity for BTR to actually make
Dalawang team ang bumabaril sa BTR. Dalawang team, ay nakapag-crash sila. Okay, eto na. Kakaalaman na. Ryzen knockout kay Jimmy. Huwag kayong makialam, Nabi, hayaan nyo sila. Magkakasukatan na lang pwera sa BTR sa Valdez. Maganda team na iiwan, lalakas ng team na naiiwan. Takina, 13 kills na yung Navi. Grabe yung Navi ngayon day 3.
And now picking up kill after kill, 14 so far, and looking to get himself potentially another 30-pointer in this one. And see their feet right underneath that car.
Tunaw na.
Oh, Kitsune! Shots, but Kitsune! You're too
As
damn
kasi
clean.
na molotov din, naku po, anyari. Anyari, Liquid na lang. Tinalo na si Liquid. Tinalo na, tanakot pa ni Liquid yung isa. Ito na push ng Navi. Ito na push. Tatapusin na.
Now we only have 2 teams, but Valdez are down to 2. Na'Vi, 2 full sending.
Inengage na ako, takina yung Valdez din, ang lalakas. Okay, give me na lang. 2 points pa. 2 versus 1. 3 versus 1.
And didn't strike for the team. But they have no idea. Where's he positioned? The smoke's making it really hard to
Ang sakit, ang kote. Puto na knockdown pa.
All of Na'Vi play together
Na'Vi.
and they take themselves another game. What a performance from the Russian
Big
team.
sir.
And Na'Vi, that's another huge
Ilang
30-pointer
chicken
coming
dinner
their
na?
way.
Tatlo?
As I said earlier, they woke up and they chose violence. You cannot stop the Na'Vi hype train.
They
Ilang chicken dinner ng Navi? Tatlo ba? Dalawa? Dalawa, no?
with a chicken dinner. Bookmark
Dalawang
the baby.
DX,
What
dalawang
a
Navi.
day 3 for Navi. I said coming into this game, in the first 2 Wrangle games today, they had
Grabe.
58 points. I don't know exactly how many points that they scored in this game. I think it was a minimum 27, but I don't think I've
Ay,
ever
Kuya
seen
Sir, kay Lance
a
talaga sa 35 Lance.
Wrangle so much. I would argue that that's a better
Bukas guys ha.
set of Wrangle games than
Bago
we saw
manood,
from
maliligo lahat.
in the first day of the PMWI.
To be honest, I'm looking at the scores right now. They got himself a first place at
Navi,
the very
dalawang
start with
chicken
7
yung DX,
kills.
dalawang
Then
chicken
on
yung
game
Navi.
13, he
Sino
got
isang
himself
naka-chicken?
10 kills and, no, sorry, he got
Wala
40
sa
kills
isip
and a
ko,
second
nila.
place. And then after that, on the Miramar game, they got a 3rd place with 6 kills. And now they get himself a win with an astonishing amount of kills too. I don't know the exact number. But Na'Vi, what is going on? This team woke up. We said they were struggling a little bit at the start in similar fashion, for example, as to Zeus, but
Pumapalag po si Tyro, kaso talaga, wala talaga.
this is the Na'Vi.
Ay, si Tyro nakataligod, pinatay yun.
Nakataligod.
Nakataligod.
Really
Tigil na
rising up to the
dapat
occasion
yun,
and
no?
surprising the world once again, just like in the PMGC finals in Dubai.
Just gotta say also, even just having
May world
BTR,
champ, may world pa. May world
Navi
champion
as the
pa.
final
Ibig sabihin,
second
6 na team yata
it was
dito.
so cool.
6 na team
I'm so
sa
happy
East,
to
6 na
see
team sa West.
BTR back
6,
in the mix in the top
8,
3,
8,
right?
6.
Really strong
8.
up with the full squad. I
Baka
got
may
that
world champion yan.
But I think maybe it was done a little bit too early to the
Pag
point where
ganun,
instead of them third
6
party
na
other
team.
teams, they were the team that ended up being third party.
There
Walo
was
nga.
no escape.
Walo.
There was very clearly no escape for BTI. No, what
Walo
the
sa
comeback
East, walo
kicks,
sa West.
can they pull it off tomorrow? We'll have to wait
Takina
and
kasing
see.
Navi yan eh.
But
Decisive.
with that said, we'll have to give it back over to the boys on the desk to break that down because we just had banger after banger after banger. I'm going to have a good
Wala.
night's sleep, I can tell you that.
Nalungkot
Imperium.
ako dun sa game day 3 na to.
All right. Yeah, Na'Vi have, well, if you're going to be going to bed here, Max, Na'Vi
Tingnan
have
natin yung
woken up
pinaka-overall-
to the that
overall
They've been
score.
able to do such a phenomenal job
Tingnan natin.
today and hopefully close that gap quite a bit up against Valdez. But again, as much as we talk about Na'Vi doing so well here, another match where Valdez makes it top 3, just stays alive, and continues to build up these points. You know, whether it's 10, 15, they're continually doing here, guys.
Pero sinabi ni Claire, wala ba?
It must
Bakit may
be
sinasabi
rough
silang
here
word?
for Na'Vi, to be honest with you, purely because
Pati
you
binabanggit
see
silang word
this
dito.
team and you see how well they've done today, yet
Hindi ka naligo. Uy, naligo ako. Maaga ako naligo. Prepare na ako dito eh.
From that post, and they're adapting because
Blooming
they're
na
really
blooming
making
nga
some smart
tayo.
rotations. They
Di
can't
kong
afford
ligo
to
ako.
fight early
Ayan na.
anymore, and it is kind of reminiscent to that very first day where Valdez took
Wala.
down Na'Vi
Matibay
almost
yung Valdez.
immediately on a wrangle on the very
Sobrang
first map.
consistent ng
And
Valdez.
unfortunately for Na'Vi,
Wala
no matter
silang
how
tigan,
hard they
pero
try,
yung
they
second
have to
nila,
keep
tatlong
trying hard.
second.
Tomorrow has to be even
Isang
better if they
pampito,
want
isang
to
panlima.
dismount Valdez, because they are just a few steps ahead at this point in time, but Natus Vincere, they are catching up.
7.
They are catching up. Matt, dude, they had 90 points on the 3 maps of a wrangled play today. That is ludicrous. And bear in mind, they also had 16 points in Miramar. They had a little bit of a quieter game on the second map, which is Sandhawk, but this has been the day of Na'Vi. If day 1 belonged to Valdez, if day 2 belonged to Zeus, it's the CIS
Saka
team
yung
that's
kill points
really
nila, hindi sila
delivered here
mababa
today.
ng
And again,
10.
I have to echo
sila
what our cast
nag-average
said as
sila
well.
ng 10 kills pataas lagi per game.
Megatron, Valdez, Na'Vi. It was a 4v4v3.
Kaya natin yung overall.
Na'Vi played at perfection. But Valdez Esports, again,
Nakailang points
they don't
kaya
have to
tayo
get the
dun?
chicken dinner. They got just to 1 today on Sandhawk, which is just 19 points compared to their very lofty standards. But still, the fact that they're able to get its top 3, top 4 placements so consistently means no matter who does well, could it be Zeus, could it be Na'Vi, they're still going to have that massive lead they've been maintaining since day 1.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was like 70 points at some point. So if you're not able to take Valdez out early and then have a good game, that lead is extremely hard to close in on unless you're very consistent here in our final day. But as we take a look at the second page here, Blake, immediately off the bat, what I'm going to be spotting out, Geek Fam, again, not having a great match here.
Yung replay pala ng mga tournaments natin, itong live natin mapapanood nyo sa aking YouTube channel. Pa-subscribe na rin po. Search lang po sa YouTube, God's Fury Gaming. Pa-subscribe na rin. Lumalaki na po yung community natin sa YT. May 4,000 plus na subscriber na tayo.
Na'Vi, just going quickly back to this one though, just looking at those points, the top Valdez 22 points and Na'Vi with a gargantuan 32. Regardless, it's only a 10-point extension on their catch-up
12 points
towards
lang ang nakuha
Valdez,
natin
which
ngayong
must
day
feel
3,
rough,
12
especially
points.
with the case that it's
Baka na
such a
pang isang
huge
game lang yun
point again as well there with the 32, which is unheard of, getting something twice in a day like that kind of numbers. So it's good, and I'm really excited for the Russian team, and they really seem to have got themselves together today, and they got one
DX
more
saka
day
Na'Vi,
to
2 and 3
pushing
yan.
it to the limit.
Well, we do have that data come up
BTR
tomorrow, but
medyo
we're
umangat
going
tong
to
game
take
4 saka game 5.
on a quick recap of what
Quickly take
won.
Ayan o.
Yeah, you know, it's been a long couple days working both shows, but we're going to show you who's won out each match today over the course of our third day. What do you see? As you guys mentioned, Na'Vi getting in there, and the numbers they put up, 3,500 again. That has to be the most damage I've ever seen done in a PUBG Mobile match.
Yeah, that has to be one of the biggest of all time, right? Like, sure, I've seen games where teams have crossed 20 kill, the 20 kill barrier, but that was just an insane performance. Even game number 3, where we saw Decisive win a couple of games back-to-back, fantastic games from them as well, from the Vietnamese side. But even the game number 3 was Na'Vi who actually came out on top just because of the amount and number of kills they had there. So yeah, definitely the day has to belong to Na'Vi, and it's such a nice symmetry here. They open up with the chicken dinner.
Babawi tayo bukas sa atin ang muling halakak.
Have the same number of kills. It's
Andaan nyo guys, bukas lahat maliligo bago manood.
Makes me wonder.
Lahat magre-ritual.
Actually is even our MVP of the day. I kind of want to look towards Tixi potentially, as we talked about him on our third match of the day. But do you guys have any predictions of who you think it might be?
Bukas lahat magre-ritual.
I think Meku too. This guy is probably the most consistent player I've seen over the pretty much duration of all.
Nawalan ako ng gana sa
Na'Vi within PUBG
Wala nga
Mobile.
tayong
Like, he
highlights na
really
maayos
dragged them through the dirt when it came to PMGC, and they're really doing well today. So there he is, 590 damage average, 3.8 kills. Yeah, it just makes
Yung
sense.
mga naligo mag-comment ng present. Nag-present na si AJ yun.
I just wanted to check it. Again.
Nantay kayo overall eh.
But I'm just looking at my second monitor. I just want to highlight the fact that he had 19 kills today, if I'm not mistaken. Which is just quite nuts. But yeah, overall, Miku was very impactful. But then you got to count out the other members as well. Like, he had these key plays while he didn't get as many kills as the rest of his teammates, which really set them up in a very good way. Matic 666 and Tixi as well being really instrumental. It's an all-round effort coming in. Very similar, if you ask me, to how Valdez had that kill distribution on day 1.
I will say something very quickly. I mean, it's something that's bothered me for a long time about Na'Vi, which is Tixie's playstyle. That he's so aggressive sometimes, and it does come back to bite them because he's almost like the wild dog on the team. But you know, now he's got like a shiny new collar, which has got some studs on it as well. He's looking very cool, and he's really becoming part of the pack now, which is what I really like to see because they're using it to their advantage. Yes, he still pushes, but he pushes in favor of the team rather than himself. So I'm really proud of Tixie and how he's incorporated himself to the team now, making his playstyle work, which is just great.
Makapagdala tayo ng magandang vibes sa kanila.
They have closed the gap up against Valdez. We're going to take a look at our overall standings to see how many points ahead the team from Thailand is from these other teams. We're going to see it's going to be at 234 points. Still have about a 60-point lead. But Na'Vi have made such big strides today, as you can see, moving up 8 rankings.
That's like what, 58 points lead over Na'Vi, which is massive. But yeah, if you look at Na'Vi, look at the little green arrow. 8 points jump up in the course of one day. That is insane. For the Xavier, they've been kind of in the 5th, 6th position for the duration of the first couple of days, but 2 huge games from them, enabling them to bounce to the top of the table and the top 3 position there. Zeus Esports though, like, it's rough, Blank. Like, you watch these guys, and when they pop off, it is magnificent to watch. And then when they don't, it's like Jason said, it's either feast or famine. Like either 0 points, 2, 3, or they get like 25 points. At one point, you want to see them kind of get some semblance of consistency. But as we do enter the final day, I do wonder if they're going to be able to find it in time.
I mean, they do have some of the symptoms of success that Valdez also has, which is why they go for the early compound rotations. But I think Zeus does it in quite an unsafe manner. And when you do get those compounds, when no one spots them on that rotation, it's absolutely fine. You're right. Their actual gun skill and being able to control those final circles is phenomenal. But I think Valdez Esports just